Hello?
Do you like scary movies?
I love horror, including the products I get at Hollowed Sense.
What?
They have products inspired by Halloween and all things scary. They even have collections inspired by scary movies.
Really?
You can check them out at hollowedsense.com.
That must be the reason you smell so good.
Wait, what? Located at 512 East Stephen Foster Avenue, Bardstown, Kentucky 40004. Hollowed Sense, where horror and smell goods come to haunt.
What's up, dickhead? The tap room is officially open. I'm Mike.
And I'm Tabby.
This week, we're discussing some awesome soundtracks throughout cinema with guests.
Wonderful, amazing, awesome, handsome gentlemen.
Fitz and McShane of the Whiskey Hell podcast. Gentlemen, how the fuck are you?
Dude, that was a really uncomfortable intro for me. I know you were talking about McShane for like all the handsome stuff, but like the awesome and all those things, like, man, stop. I'm blushing over here. I'm blushing.
I thought our third Hefe was here for a second.
Yeah, right. No, I'm good. I thank you guys so much for having us back on. We were just saying before we went on air how long it's been, and it's been too long. And I think we can all agree on that. So yeah, cheers to everybody here, and thanks for having us on.
Yep, thanks.
Oh, yeah. Thank
Thanks
you
so
guys
much.
for being here. But before we get into tonight's hard topic, what's everyone sipping on tonight? What's your poison?
Sipping on gin and juice. No, I am sucking on a 20-inch brown.
Okay.
That's the name of a beer. Get your head out of the gutter, everybody. It's the name of a beer.
She's laughing.
It's that in your sex tape.
So, yeah, I mean, no, actually, we made the guy at the store last night laugh because I was like, oh, I'm going to go for some 20-inch brown. And then my wife said something like, oh, that sounds dirty. And the guy who was stocking the shelves, he was like, oh, okay, I never thought about it that way. Thank you. Anyway, it's a nice, easy brown ale from Mackenzie Brewing. And it refers to, all the wonderful fishing we have up here in Oregon. So it's a really amazingly perfect beer to start out with tonight. So that's what I'm enjoying.
Hell yeah. Awesome, man. What about you, McShane?
Vamonos, a Mexican-style Vienna lager.
Nice.
I decided that I needed to go something a little bit lighter since we're going to be recording whiskey here shortly.
Yeah.
And I'm starting off with that. So no big swings for me tonight.
I understand, man. That sounds like a good beer too.
It's tasty. It is tasty.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, I didn't really want
There it is.
There you go. I didn't want to decide or think on anything in particular, so I just kind of went with Old Reliable, and I got my teas.
Nice. All right.
And I drank way too much last night, and
We both did.
And I got too much shit to do tomorrow, so I'm of course going with the White Claw because I can wake up in the morning with no hangover.
Yeah.
I'm too old for the hard shit.
I did try a cocktail that I found on Tab found online, and it's banana liqueur with root beer.
How'd that go?
It tastes like those chocolate covered frozen bananas that you get at like the fair.
Oh,
Ew.
yeah. The other kind of 20-inch brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was a dark brown.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yep.
I-
Those are once the way I understand it, Mike, is once you go dark brown, you never go back.
Yeah.
That's
That's not true. That's not true.
all right. I'm just saying that's what's going around the interwebs, and I don't know.
Hey man, and
Allegedly.
if it's all
Yeah.
on the internet, it has to be true. So
Of course, duh.
that's what the internet's for, is the truth.
The truth. Everything is true.
It's a truth serum.
Yeah.
That's what we always say.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that's pretty much the theme of our show, isn't it, McShane?
Calling out like what untruth and
finding all the truth on the internet.
That is us.
Yeah. Well, that's what anyone's really on the internet for, is to share the truth and everything.
Exactly.
Man, see, this is why we do podcasting, right? To get to like these hard-hitting emotional topics.
Yes, exactly. we say the things that the mainstream media is afraid to say.
Absolutely, and we say it with all the gumshoe we can.
Yeah,
and make fun of it because somebody has to do that.
Am I gonna make it or am I gonna miss?
Yeah, shoot. See,
she's gonna score.
Yeah, 2 for 2 right now.
2-0.
So just to make sure everybody knows, when you're recording this show, I want you to know that we've shot down another unidentified flying object tonight.
Oh, that's 2 in what, 12 hours?
Yes, it is. So just so you guys know, that's what we're talking about on our show tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
It's what the one in Alaska from, what was it, yesterday?
Yeah. Well, it was early this morning, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I haven't been online very much today. Here. I haven't been online very much.
I see is Randy Quaid.
Oh yeah. I can fly. I'm a pilot.
Yeah. Fucking Cousin Eddie shooting down alien spacecraft.
That wasn't far from it either. It really wasn't.
No.
Nice crop duster.
Yeah. In more ways than one.
Yeah.
Not that kind of crop dusting. You're thinking of farts.
Oh,
this is
man. Right as she took a sip too. That was great timing.
It wasn't a sip. It was a full mouthful. Like I was like,
yes,
at the end of a chug, and it was just
That's what she said. Oh. All right. You know what, you guys? Can I just say, and I'm not jumping off here. I just have to say that I am equal parts super excited to talk about my list, my soundtrack list, and I also have a lot of anxiety around it because there are so many good soundtracks out there, so many, and I'm almost hoping that you guys that some of the ones that didn't make my top 5 are some of the ones you guys picked, because I want them all mentioned. There's so many honorable mentions out there. It's so good. I'm excited.
I have 2 honorable mentions.
I do as well.
But
I don't think one of them is technically an honorable mention, because never mind. I'll get into that when we get there.
Yes. So film soundtracks. What do you guys think goes in? Do you think a movie soundtrack enhances the cinematic experience?
Fuck yes, it does.
Like if you saw a movie and then you're like, oh shit, the music in this was amazing. You go to the music store and you find I'm probably showing my age. You go to a music store and you buy the CD or the cassette
or the vinyl
or or the 8-track. But you have all the songs. Does that like go up to maybe check the movie out again, or do you buy the soundtrack prior to seeing the film, and that kind of like psychs you up more to go see it? What do you think?
McShane, go for it.
I mean, it definitely. I'll go back to movies just because, and we'll talk about some of those movies that I would specifically go to just because of the sound and the way it was. And there's also movies that you go back to just by the way the movie was shot. I mean, because you can have a great movie and it's still not shot well, or you can have a great movie that doesn't really use the medium of sound because it doesn't have to use a lot of it, other than just dialogue's more the drive. I completely agree that that's a factor in some people wanting to go back to listen to or watch some movies.
Yeah,
or you could have. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say I completely agree. For me, it's the order goes. I will go and see a great movie, and I'll be motivated by the music that's in it, and I'll be like, I have to own that soundtrack.
Yeah.
And so I mean, I would say when I finally. And I say this with a tear in my eye, when I finally sold off all of my many CDs that I had, I would say 20 to 25% of them were soundtracks. There are moments in movies that either the soundtrack just completely enhances, like, you got an action flick and the music's just ramping you up and you feel that like you're there. And then there's other moments like, in one of my honorable mentions that we'll talk about, but where what's happening in the scene, and then they'll play a song that's completely disparate from anything that's happening in the scene, and it gives you this disconnect of like some terrible violence that's happening, like in Goodfellas, right? Terrible violence, but they're playing this poppy 60s, doo-wop over the top of it, and you go, oh my God, these guys have no remorse for what they're doing. And it just, so yes, without the music, you really lose. I think you would lose a lot. And we all know the great directors, Scorsese, Tarantino, the guys that use music in their films to really enhance their films. So I think it's, you almost can't have a great movie without a great soundtrack with it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, that's like with horror movies as well. Like the score itself
Yes.
in horror films, it sets the tone, and it's just when you get to that anticipation, that moment of, the final girl could be hiding in a cabinet and the killer's walking through, and just like a single violin or a couple of strokes across the keyboard is just something that is like, oh my gosh, like this is like giving me chills. Or like during a battle scene where their horns and brass instruments just full blown, like,
You're speaking on His Grace Howard Shore, aren't you?
I sure the fuck am. Oh God.
No,
But
that's awesome.
it sets the tone of the movie. If it wasn't, I think if it wasn't for soundtracks, and not just soundtracks, I mean composers as well.
Yeah.
But another instance is, and surprisingly enough, before this episode came out, a friend of mine in the haunt community said something about the opening scene to the first Blade, where it was the blood rave, and that song that they were playing in it. I have listened to that song more times this week than I would like to admit, but it's a fucking banger.
You were on a Howard Shore kick.
Howard Shore didn't do Blade.
Oh, not Blade. I thought you were still talking about Lord of the Rings. Sorry.
I mean, we could talk about Lord of the Rings.
We've
I
done
won't
that one.
shut the fuck up.
We've done that one already.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a part 2.
We'll do that.
I shit all over the Hobbit.
Do you guys know one of the most recognizable sounds is that scene from Psycho? If you play that, the violins, you play that, and 95% of people will be able to say, "Oh, that's Psycho." Even if they've never seen the movie, they know it.
Yeah.
I mean, that says something
The
right
arm
there.
movement.
Yeah. You can't do it without. Yeah. Anyway.
Not just in horror, but in film in
Anything,
general.
yeah.
If you play that, everybody's going to say, "Oh, yeah, that's the shower scene in Psycho."
Right.
Yep.
Right.
100%.
But soundtracks, and this will also kind of lead into a couple of my choices of the top 5, which we'll get into in a little bit. But soundtracks aren't just composers composing music. Soundtracks can be different artists. Like this band could put out a song and they put it into the movie, which makes it fit into that movie.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a lot of. Well, you look at a movie like Singles, which is like one of my honorable mentions. It didn't make my top 5, but barely missed. And for us, who we were 17, 18 back when that movie came out, that was the music we were listening to. And so it immediately made me relate to the characters in the movie. Even if they were going through shit that I never went through or didn't concern me, the music made me relate to those characters like immediately. And so, no, I mean, the music has to be, to me, it just has to be a part of the movie. I know they've made some great silent films out there, but it's almost unwatchable to me. I need something in the background to tell me either something's coming or how I'm supposed to be feeling. Yeah. I need it.
So let me ask you this though. So over time, did that, as you were going through these different movies, did everybody notice that you maybe had a movie that did not break your top 5 and slide to an honorable mention just because of the age and you didn't relate to it as much anymore? But I was still a great movie back when I was in my teens.
Not so much for my list. Excuse me. I made it my honorable mention. I made it that because it just I wanted to put it on the list, but the others I liked a little bit more for different reasons.
Okay.
My honorable mentions, again, we'll get into that in a little bit, but I don't know if they would be considered soundtracks, movie soundtracks. I had a couple that I had a list, and I pretty much was like, okay, I had to bracket it. I was like, which one's better, and which one I liked more, or which one had more noticeable songs, noticeable vibes and energies for it. And it was a process of elimination, because there are so many good movie soundtracks out there, and a lot of movie soundtracks that I haven't experienced either.
Well, go ahead, finish.
Oh no, I'm good. I was halfway in a burp.
Well, I have according to Billboard, the top 10 music soundtracks of all time.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction's going to be
to
in there.
date.
I think Pulp Fiction's going to be like number 2, probably.
Well, and we can comment on each film as we go on. So coming in at number 10 is 1961's
I would hate to come in at number 10.
West Side Story.
Oh, yeah. That was a musical, though. See, I debated. I almost put Hamilton on my list, but then I was like, but that's a musical. They wrote,
right.
I mean, I don't know. So I didn't put it on there, but it's. I didn't.
I think it's an unfair advantage for that from a soundtrack perspective.
Yeah,
it's a musical. So I disagreed with that one because I also thought about Hamilton. You could easily have put Phantom of the Opera. Why wouldn't you put that on there? They all have movie adaptations.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just I saw that and I disagreed.
There is so the thing that I thought of is, was it a movie before it turned into a Broadway performance, or before it turned into a musical? And I mean, that actually is one of my honorable mentions, is Phantom of the Opera. It was technically it was a movie before it was a soundtrack, but it was a Broadway musical before they turned it into a movie. So technically,
the movie
I guess it's like a gray area.
It's a film adaptation of the.
Yeah, as was Hamilton, and so that was my criteria. Is if it was a set on stage first, then it could make my honorable mentions list, but it wasn't going to make. It's not an actual soundtrack. They didn't take other people's music and adapt it to a film or make it fit into a scene. They wrote the damn music for the damn play and the musical, and it told the story. So that was kind of my criteria, but I think I'm glad it's an important discussion. I'm glad we're having it because I looked up Rolling Stone's top 25, soundtracks of all time, and they kind of, I mean, the first 2 paragraphs are all about the fact that we excluded all musicals for this reason. So,
yeah. Well, coming in at number 9 is 1958's South Pacific.
What the fuck?
It's probably another one of those. It's probably a musical. It's a World War II. It's a World War II film.
South Pacific. Okay,
mm-hmm.
I will have to watch
and
it.
Then
it's
Ben
good.
Affleck did it again.
Yeah,
or
which was terrible.
No, that was that South Pacific?
That was Pearl Harbor, but it was
Pearl
basically
Harbor.
the same kind of film. Yeah,
Yeah.
Just not as much of a musical.
Just worse. Yeah.
Number 8 is probably one of the most iconic films of all time, and that's
Dirty Dancing?
1977's Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was on a lot of lists.
It was on my list for sure.
That's basically just another Bee Gees album for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just another Bee Gees album. Because they did pretty much most of the music even for that movie. They wrote all of it for the most part.
Which was probably one of their albums.
Yeah, it's a good movie though.
Yeah.
Never seen. It's one of my mom's favorites, and
Oh, so I need to have a mom.
I mean, at the time, it was awesome. It was amazing because it captured the zeitgeist, like the feeling of the time. I mean,
yeah,
you know.
Oh yeah. Ooh, this is too low on the list. This should be a top 3, but 1984, Purple Rain.
Oh my God, yes, made. Yeah.
See, and that made a lot of other lists at number 1.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. I saw it up there too. Yep.
That's a great fucking movie. If you're a Prince fan, like that's the shit. Because Prince
Oh,
is
it's-
awesome.
I feel
Oh,
like
he's-
Michaela. I've never seen it.
I mean, yeah. Just quickly, these soundtracks that we chose. I mean, I think they could be critically debated. I chose them based on what they did for me in my life.
Yeah, that's
So-
what I
Yep.
chose mine on.
Okay,
It's mostly
okay.
My opinion.
Yeah, because Purple Rain. I mean, if you just want to go musically, I agree with you. That's way too low on the list.
That's a top
yeah.
3, dude.
Oh
That's
yeah,
a
Prince.
great-
Prince he's a genius. He was a genius, but
He's a
it didn't make my
fucking
list. Yeah. So anyway,
Up next, we have 1992's The Bodyguard.
oh,
Ooh.
Oh,
Whitney.
Yeah.
yikes.
Mm.
I have Dolly Parton's version's
Moment of
better.
silence.
Well, I just think of soundtracks to go to take a bath and OD on
With a
coke. Yeah,
with a
whatever.
bath bomb. Oh. Okay.
A toaster?
No, a bath spoon.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, and I mean that to me was so overly played on the radio that I cringe when I hear that song. I know it was a fabulous song, I get it, but my God, it was every other song on the radio for a long time.
What
Dolly
year did that
Parton
come
version.
out? Did you say 96?
2.
92? Okay, so
Yeah.
I was 16. Did nothing for me. You're right.
I was
Yes.
I was 7. It did nothing for me either.
No, the only reason I played that song ever was to get laid.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
See,
it.
and that would make sense because you're okay. Yep.
Yeah. I was sexually active at that time. We'll just put it that way.
I was not, so I couldn't go play volleyball or football or basketball listening to Whitney, so
No.
it didn't do anything for me.
Oh man.
I think I
Up
had a
next.
girlfriend then. Sorry, go
Up
ahead.
next, we have 1961's Blue Hawaii.
What the fuck?
Elvis.
I just can't go there. I'm sorry. I'm aware of the film. My grandpa loved Elvis, and maybe that's but I can't go there. Wow. It was number 3?
No.
6.
Oh, number 6.
All right, we're cracking top 5 now with
Okay.
1987's Dirty Dancing.
I figured
Okay.
that would be
Yeah,
higher.
for sure. Yeah. That's definitely in there.
That's a good
Again,
movie. I like it.
Literally,
I like it.
I haven't seen any of the ones that you've named so far.
What is wrong with you?
Well, this one,
I mean,
this one you have seen.
okay. Oh, is it
It is 1997's Titanic.
Titanic?
Oh yeah.
Because
Yeah, I
that's-
knew that had to make the list. Again, powerful song, but my God, they overplayed it. It makes me want to. I think I would rather pull out my own teeth than listen to that song.
Well, it's also a panty dropper, though. I mean, that's a
Well, sure.
one the ladies are gonna pop on. Just
But
like
I see-
the other one.
Now that I'm past my teens, I don't need that kind of help anymore. So
Right.
You want to tell them or should I? I'm a big Celine Dion fan. I'm a huge fan.
I get
Is
it.
it is it the Canadian singer that turns you on, or is it just the voice?
I just think she's a great singer. I'm a
She
big
is.
fan.
So's
I-
Whitney.
Nothing
I
wrong
saw-
with that.
Yeah.
I saw Titanic in theaters. My parents took me, and then when the art scene, I had a
Yeah,
I was
boobies.
12 years old.
Boobies.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, of
And
course.
we
The
are.
car
I mean-
scene with the hand.
we are.
we
in
all-
puberty now.
We all were. Yeah. I mean, she has a great set of boobies. They're beautiful.
You do know that they're re-releasing that in
Yeah,
theaters.
it's.
Oh.
yeah,
Boobies or
this is the theory.
Yeah, they're re-releasing the boobies in theaters.
Yeah.
She's Kate Winslet, right? That's who we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's actually a fabulous actress. I can't remember right now off the top of my head. She was in a series. It was an HBO series, and she played this fucking cop. Somewhere up in like Boston or somewhere like a hard city. Super, and it was like the complete total polar opposite of her role in Titanic, and she killed it. I mean, she was so good. She's a really gifted actress. So not taking anything away. Yeah.
Eternal Sunshine
of the
Spotless Mind.
Yep.
And
we watched
then,
Contagion.
Contagion. I introduced you to Contagion.
She was the one of the leads in that, and she crushed it in that. Contagion was badass. It had Dustin Hoffman was in it. It was basically about
it was about our lives right now. Yeah. Modern day. Yeah, right.
It's a normal Tuesday.
That's what I asked her when we were watching. I said, "Is this like? Are we watching real time? Is this a documentary from a month ago?"
You're like Gunner. You run to the front door.
What year
is it going on right now?
Someone predicted the future when they were the Simpsons writers made this movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Exactly. Yeah.
All right,
they keep hitting it.
And
Up
just
next.
so everybody's aware that Kate Winslet Titanic scene, it holds up over time.
Oh yeah. Are you over there watching it?
Yeah, I actually was.
If we hear fapping noises, we gotta go.
No, never. I am a classy guy.
Oh, okay.
He paused
it.
He paused it on that scene. It's his back. It's his.
It's his background. Yeah.
I would mute myself.
Duh.
That's very kind of you.
He's respectful. All right. There's a lady present.
Moving on.
Do we need to pause for a commercial?
No, we're good. We're good.
All right. Up next is 1965's Mary Poppins.
All right. Just a spoonful of sugar. I get it.
This is the biggest poser list ever.
I mean, it's so obvious.
Whitney Houston took that spoonful of sugar too literal when she watched.
Yeah, she did. There's nothing like a good Whitney Houston.
I love Mary Poppins.
Dick Van Dyke's horrible British accent.
Oh my God! It was
that was pretty bad.
It was the best.
But I mean, I grew up with that. Like, I mean, so yeah, it's near and dear to my heart for sure. It's a musical. I don't see that as a soundtrack.
Well, I mean, technically, it was a movie before it was.
Okay, I'm just saying it was written like that.
Yeah.
Same with Lion King.
It's Disney, so that kind of stuff is expected.
Yeah,
you can't. You wouldn't give it to Disney. You wouldn't give it to Lion King. That it's a soundtrack?
I mean, again, it made my list, but you had scenes. All right, here's the thing: you had scenes where the song was describing what was happening, like it was part of the story. That to me is not a soundtrack. That is the movie. A soundtrack is you're playing other people's shit to enhance what's really going on in the movie.
Exactly.
It's different.
You're destroying.
Dude,
Bill
this
Collins
is your list, man.
Elton John.
I am actually. I'm pissing all over both of their glasses.
Just shitting all over.
That's just wow. All right. Okay. I hear you.
Yeah.
It didn't make my list anyway, so it's fine. I would consider it a soundtrack. So.
All right. Fair enough.
Number one.
No,
number
one.
Are we on number one?
We're on number one. If it makes you feel better, you could be right.
Well said.
Me all the time. I've trained him well.
Number one, 1961's Exodus. Never heard of it. Billboard.
That's a bullshit list.
Yeah.
What the fuck is it with us pulling up bullshit lists?
Hey, look, I didn't.
I
make
had
the
the
list.
last.
Again,
You looked it up,
it's on the internet.
so it's got to be true.
It's got.
Prince. Like I said, I went with Rolling Stones, and I thought it was a much better list. Although none of my movies. Well, that's not true. 2 of my movies were on Rolling Stone's top 25, but really most of them I could find a reason why I wouldn't put them on my list, but it was at least I guess more well-known movies. But whatever. I think all those lists are they're just bubblegum anyway.
They're dumb. Yeah, they're dumb.
Yep.
All right. Now it's the time we've all been waiting for. We're going to get into each of our top 5s, and the way we'll do it is we'll each say our number 5, and then 4. We'll just go around the circle with each one. We will let our guests go first. So Fitz or McShane, one of you guys, whoever wants to kick it off, go for it.
I'm going to sit here and keep drinking.
What is your number 5?
I'll go first since I'm shortest. So yeah, McShane's like 6'3",
4.
6'4".
Whoa.
Correction.
I mean,
there, sir.
anything over 6 foot just doesn't matter to me anymore. So he's something over
Hey.
6 foot.
Hey, I'm 5'7", so
I'm
short kings,
5'8".
short kings.
That's what I'm saying.
Are-
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, us short kings got to stick together, right, Fitz?
That's right. That's right.
Wait, what does that mean?
You're a short queen.
I'm an Amazon compared to most
Well,
women.
yeah, females. Yeah, you're about the average.
I'm above average, thank you.
Well, yeah, I guess
I was not allowed to wear heels at our wedding because I would be taller than
that's
you.
fair.
I had to go barefoot.
Oh,
I married Wonder Woman.
You did marry Wonder
Score
Woman.
one for
Thank
me.
you.
All right. So Fitz, what is your number 5?
My number 5. Okay, so this is a little kind of hard for me because I did not put them in any particular order. My top 5, just because they all have arguments for being number 1. But I will just sort of pick one here. I have one clear number 1, but the other ones are all kind of interchangeable from there. But so I'll go with my number 5 was "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou."
Fuck yeah.
Ooh.
Absolutely I loved the movie for all the reasons that everybody loves the movie. The fact that it's based on the Odyssey, the George Clooney was amazing. Everybody in it was great. But I really just thought the music really brought home the feel of the movie. Not only that it was old timey music, so quote unquote, but also that Appalachian, just bluegrass, just down home. That is not my style of music. That's not my go-to. I'm more of a punk rock, hip hop kind of guy, but I have listened to that soundtrack so many times, and most of the music on that soundtrack is somewhere in some of my playlists. So just loved it. So that's my number 5.
Well, if you like that kind of music, I
said
will
he doesn't.
send. Well, no. Like that style of music, I'll send you my Spotify playlist, which it's a Southern Gothic type. Like it's
Do
a
it.
bluegrass.
I'd love it.
It's
I'd
so
love it.
good.
that type of music, but more modern and contemporary.
Yeah. I actually, I'll tell you what, this is just a really quick sidebar. This is like, I'm on a bunny trail real quick, but I was doing the dishes the other night and I just kind of had TikTok on and I'm like, whatever. And then this TikTok came up of this modern day country singer. And he sort of had a real deep voice like a Johnny Cash did. And his guitar playing was unparalleled. I mean, he was just amazing. And the song he was singing about was like real life shit. And I was like, holy crap, country music has started to come back around because I like old country music. I like the old stuff back in the 50s, 60s, 70s. I hate anything post 1980. I fucking hate it. It's terrible. And then I see this guy and I'm like, holy shit, it's come back around. We're now talking about real life people going through real life shit, not somebody's dog died or their truck won't start, but like real stuff. Right. And I played that TikTok 4 times in a row while I did the dishes and it was awesome. So I am getting more into that style of music, particularly if I'm in the mood. It just hit me just right.
Yeah.
Just right.
I got
you.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love that kind of music though.
Yeah.
Like the mandolin, the banjo, like
Yes.
those come across my TikToks too, is like they're like going the fuck off and it's just like a party on
Like
a
the
Saturday
music-
night.
Like the music from
Yeah.
that era.
Yeah, well, I mean it's like the Southern Gothic, like the dark country, the what do they call it's called like outlaw.
Outrock.
No, it's like outlaw country or something like that.
Okay.
But I'll send you the
Yeah, please do. I'm always
Spotify one.
always in for new music. Always.
All right, McShane, what's your number 5?
So we
Oh,
actually
we're
we
going
didn't compile our list at all together, so we didn't even talk about it. So I think it's going to be interesting seeing where our differences are. I too did not break it down into a 1 through 5. Just did it based on music and the movie, and I just left it in there. So I did put Purple Rain on the list.
Nice.
So let's
Fuck
give that was
yes.
my first one. Easily could have been number one. One of the things that this was obviously a godlike singer, but
Musician.
the music that he wrote for this to tell that story. I mean, it's an album in of itself. It wasn't, so anyway, that was mine. It just always a great one.
That's a great pick, dude. And actually that one blurs the lines for me. Like, I know he wrote the music for that film. So is it a musical? Well, no. But at the same time, the music completely enhanced everything that was going on. So yeah, I that's a great pick for sure.
Oh yeah. Tab number 5.
Oh, number 5.
Yeah, number 5.
Okay. My number 5, and this was Disney, but there were others that were before. But it's the Freddy versus Jason soundtrack by Grammy Revell.
Same.
Yeah!
That's my number 5.
That's so funny.
It's more,
That's cool.
it's a nostalgic type thing for me. Like, it's a coming of age. When I really started to get into the new metal, heavy metal, metalcore type scene of that year,
And El Nino's track and it just goes.
it shaped a lot of my musical interest. It helped me guide it helped guide me to the genre, this El Nino and fucking Kill Switch Engage. God,
Yeah, Kill
fucking-
Switch Engage.
especially with goddamn fucking Howard. Oh, that man. Mushroom
How do you-
Head,
how do you really feel?
Dust, Double Driver, Lamb of God. Oh God, the things.
The things
We may need another commercial break here, Mike.
Hold on, let me.
I'll be right back. Excuse me.
I'm gonna go watch Titanic. I'm gonna go watch Titanic.
No, it's. I mean, it was a. I mean, of course, it was a horror movie, and
you
I
had the
think
two
a good horror movie,
icons facing off against each
fucking
other.
battling the fuck out of each other, and it's just the
Exactly.
yeah. Exactly.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Same.
Well, I did, but the metal aspect of it with Kill Switch, Chimera, Lamb of God, Mushroom Head, they set the tone for the violence and the death and the murder and the God, that was a fucking metal fucking soundtrack.
Yes.
I mean, it was what, 2003?
3.
2003.
Yep.
And oh Jesus Christ, I was 17 when it came out in 2003, and that's when metal was good.
God, 20 years ago.
Shut the fuck up.
Hey,
Hey, it was 21.
neither one of you can talk. All right, neither one of you. You're talking to a couple old guys over here.
I'm
Not-
a baby again.
Yeah.
Not only do I remember 2003, but I remember 2003 so well that I have forgotten most of 2003 because I was so drunk. That's how old we were in 2003.
I was the weirdo who never got invited to shit.
I was selling acid to
Oh,
fake
yeah.
acid freshmen. So
What's your number 5?
Freddy versus Jason.
Oh,
We had
Yeah,
literally
that's
high-fived
why
on it.
you high-fived.
no, I
Yeah.
thought it was
Yep.
part of your list. I didn't know it was number 5.
No, I said that's also my number 5.
Oh, that's awesome.
We have similar lists all the
that
time.
lies in me.
All the time. Our lists are similar.
Well, then it's
right.
good you guys found each other.
100%. All right, Fitz, what is your number 4?
All right, number 4. All right, you guys can argue with me, and I this was a bit of a stretch. I get it, but it had to make my list. I could not find a reason to take it off, other than the one glaring reason, which is it's not actually a movie soundtrack; it's a show soundtrack. But the soundtrack to Walking Dead is so fucking
Damn,
incredible.
Weary, Jesus fuck.
Yeah, I actually heard on
and-
your last episode that you said you and your wife are Walking Dead, huge Dead fans.
Huge fit.
We are.
Yeah. And so not just Bear, but just every song that they selected. I mean, you've got some really dirty bluesy stuff in there, some really just depressing shit by Fink. It just goes all over the map. It's a tremendous, if you get on Spotify and look up the Walking Dead soundtrack, you will not be disappointed. It's amazing. So I know it's not a movie, but I had to go there.
Well, actually, The Walking Dead has several soundtracks.
Jamie
They do.
Commons was on it.
Yeah.
Jamie Commons. Oh, that's my guy.
Amazing.
Jamie Commons, Tom Waits. I'm surprised that they actually had a Tom Waits song on there.
Hold on. Yeah. The song Hold On.
Yep.
Hold
That's my
on. That's
favorite
right.
song.
That's right. So anyway, that's my number 4.
Oh, yeah.
That
Gives me the chills.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. All right, McShane, you're up on deck, my friend.
Going with Baby Driver.
Ah.
Just a phenomenal soundtrack anyway, but when you include that with being, somebody who likes to drive fast and drive hard, it's I was just a fantastic, fun soundtrack, and one you can go back to anytime.
Yeah.
But it also complements the movie incredibly. Yeah, I can't think of a few better.
Yeah. I've heard that movie described as a 2-hour long music video, because the editing and the music so well went along with every scene that it was like you're watching a music video the whole way through. That's not to jump ahead. That's my number 3. So it made my list as well. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Tab.
Number 4.
Yeah.
I know I'm probably gonna get shit for this, but Queen of the Damned
Okay.
by Jonathan Davis.
Yeah.
I swear I
Okay,
thought you were
this
going to say Frozen.
I fucking hate that
by
movie.
Jonathan Davis.
Ew.
Right.
I hate it. I hate Frozen so
Fun
much.
fact: Korn did the music for Disney's Frozen.
I was gonna go Metallica, but
Frozen 2. Korn did Frozen 2. Metallica did the first Frozen.
there you go.
Gross. No.
Limp Bizkit's doing the third Frozen film.
Then I might watch it. At
It's
that
just going to
point.
be Woodstock 99 lineup.
Oh God, yes, please. I'm in for that. No, but Queen of the Damned, this is hands down fucking music. Like fucking, like you are fucking to this sound,
Like intercourse.
track.
Yep.
Static. The whole grunge, grunge metal, slow moving, hard hitting, especially the song Change by Deftones in the House of Flies.
Yeah.
Oh God, that song. One of my favorite female fronted bands by Kidney Thieves ended the whole movie Before I'm Dead.
Actually, the song is House of Flies, and it's off the album White Pony by Deftones.
Well, I was more focused on Kidney Thieves because that song. Get out. How dare you? Rude.
Uncomfortable silence from the guests.
No,
Yeah,
that's okay. You're good.
So my number 4 is 1986's Top Gun.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
on my list.
The
Yeah.
whole three songs. They played it the entire fucking film.
If you just buy the CD, listen to it.
No.
You want to blow shit up in a fighter pilot. You just want to fly around and just shoot things, and it's fuck yes. I'm gonna cracking beers and I'm blowing shit up. Let's fucking go. That whole soundtrack hypes you up. And then there's the one song after you're done blowing shit.
I fucking hate the fucking song. I hate that song so fucking much. I hate it.
That song or that's whole
song,
soundtrack and that whole soundtrack in my Nintendo. That's what that brings back to me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Play it and then play the
I will never play it when we
you
do it.
ever fucking play that song.
But I would be lying to you if I said I hadn't had it in my head before at least one time. Like
I want a divorce.
So everybody should send Tabby links to that song.
Yep, I'm on it. already crafting my email now.
You fucker. I fucking hate that song. I despise, like it makes me physically ill as much as modern day country music like makes me. If I hear modern day country music, I want to vomit. Like,
tell us how you feel about Berlin's
I already did.
Take My Breath Away.
Lay down on the couch.
You know what I love is that you're totally allowed to feel that way. And these soundtracks we're picking are completely personal. But also you're wrong.
Oh, fuck you guys. I'm going to bed. I'm going home.
No, the main it's not Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins. It's the main score. It's just a it's a 3-something minute
bullshit.
guitar
Bullshit.
piano instrumental, and it just
Yeah.
You're an
fucking goes.
instrumental.
Yeah. Well, instrumentals are awesome. So thank you for that.
You know,
You're welcome.
as soon as they start criticizing the speaker, you know you won. So just walk away. Just walk
So
away.
make it
There you go.
personal.
I'm gonna
Come
take
on,
my
guys.
trophy.
Yep.
I'm gonna take my trophy and I'm gonna leave. All right, number 3.
Well, my number 3, like I said, is Baby Driver. So we already kind of covered that. I also loved I like to drive way faster than I should. So that movie just inspired me to just do even more reckless things. And the soundtrack, it went all over the place. Just stuff you have never heard of to stuff that you love. Dave Brubeck, and great soundtrack, and that made my number 3.
Hell yeah. All right, McShane, what about you, friend?
I got to add Pulp Fiction in there.
Yep. That's my number 2.
Yeah, sorry. That's one of those iconic movies anyway that leaves an impression. To this day, I still couldn't tell you if I liked it or not.
Yeah.
Just because it was just so in your face, and I think that's what that's what Tarantino wanted. But you almost, and it's as far as the Tarantino stories, you almost could put all of his soundtracks into its own list.
Yes.
And put them up against each other, because alone they tell a hell of a story just alone.
Yep.
But the way it bobbed and weaved through Pulp Fiction, it was just magical.
I mean,
Agreed.
you could go back to the previous episode that we just recorded with Jake and the Dingus.
Yeah. Our
With
Quentin
Quentin
episode.
Tarantino episode, which was fucking fantastic.
But I think you could take every song that Quentin put in his films and just make one big, like, maybe 2-disc soundtrack with it.
Yeah.
Because I think there's
Maybe
a reason he picked the songs that he did for these movies that he's done.
Yep.
Absolutely.
No, I think I agree. I had 4 of Tarantino's films on my master list, and I probably could have said, yeah, those are my top 4, but I didn't want to be that simp, that basic of a bitch. So Pulp Fiction is definitely my favorite of all of them. But you're right. You could make one giant master song list out of just that, and I'd be happy.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck yeah. There's so many great musical choices that he has in his movies. So Tab, what's your number 3?
My number 3, the Star Wars soundtrack by John Williams.
Nice.
Hey,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
Mr. John Williams.
Well,
Yes.
he's not a sir. He wasn't knighted.
Yeah, well, you don't have to knight God.
The soundtrack was made perfectly for the film. You can tell the different scapes, the different characters, in the tones, in the
Two Moons.
the instruments that he used
Yeah.
for specific characters, for the different environments, the use of one of my favorites is the use of the lower brasses for the Empire.
Yeah.
Like, you know that there's a baddie around when you hear the fucking brass section go the fuck off.
And the Imperial March.
Not
Yep.
just the Imperial March, but when, like, there's a bad guy around. Like, if you go back to
New Hope.
no
Return.
the newer one.
Last Jedi.
Yes, if you go back to the Last Jedi,
Okay.
you actually, like, listen whenever Kylo shows himself.
Kylo has a good theme.
He does. He has a fucking great theme. But if you go back to the scenes where, like, Kylo is around or his presence is known,
Yeah.
or you see him, you hone in, and if you listen to it, you can hear the brass section. It might be faint, it might be powerful, it might be in your face, but when he's around or something about him is around,
You know.
you fucking that's I love soundtracks and composers. Composers is for another day, but the soundtrack of the they chose that specific song or that specific sound that brought out that character.
I think John gave each character really their own like subtle
sound and theme, and yes,
because if you have if Princess Leia is around, the music is really light,
soft, and there's strings. It's violins.
If it's
and
Luke,
cellos
it's
and
more.
violas.
If it's Luke or Han, you get more a little bit. It's light, but it's more action.
They're woodwind.
Yeah, but I mean the tone it's more action packed,
right?
Like because these two are your main fighters.
Fucking Star Wars.
So and then Vader, you've got the Imperial March, where it's really dark and it's
deep and heavy.
Yeah, and I mean you're talking about a huge volume of work when you talk about all the Star Wars films, but if you just had to say, like, go back to where did it start? It started at Star Wars, A New Hope, right? I mean, the very first one, 1978, 77, whatever it was. So, but then from there, it just set the tone, and you knew in every subsequent film, you knew when a baddie was around, you knew when a good guy was around. And so that's a great pick. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
My number 3 is from one of the greatest films of all time, and it's Back to the Future.
I knew you were going to do that one.
Nice.
Really good one.
Alvin, not just, all of the Huey Lewis and the News greatest hits that are compiled into it, but Alvin Silvestri's music in it, and he's an amazing... He did all the music for the Avengers films. He did Forrest Gump. Alvin Silvestri is a goddamn brilliant man. And his music in Back to the Future is the score for the film is
but
it's solid.
You go, I know,
it's not just a score. He also took music from other artists to put into the soundtrack.
Yeah, and like Huey Lewis and the News.
Yeah, no, that's a very solid pick. That was one of my favorite movies growing up. I mean, that one just hit me. Yep.
There's Back to the Future. It is the mac and cheese of movies. It's a comfort.
Yeah.
You just want to get comfortable in a blanket on a cold rainy day, and you're like, man, let's throw that fucking trilogy on and just
make
let it
mac and cheese noises.
Just let it. Yeah, okay. I mean, we can. I'm down. Background noise. Great, Scott. I think you got brown. You flatter me, sir.
What the hell is a gigawatt?
1.21 gigawatts, Marty. But
that's charging right now.
But yeah, no, it's a comfort film for me. But the whole trilogy is comforting, and the music in it is it's soothing, but it gets you like moving. It's so good. I love everything about the music in Back to the Future.
Yeah, no, that's a solid pick.
Fuck yeah.
It's your number 3?
Yeah.
That is number Trace.
Okay.
All right, we're on to number 2, I guess. And like I said, my number 2 is Pulp Fiction. So McShane, thanks for stealing my thunder. But no, it's and it was one of those where it made every list out there that's on the internet that I was looking up. But I don't care. It's such a great soundtrack, and you can listen to any one of the songs and be like, I know exactly who was on screen, what was happening. I mean, it just takes you right back to that scene. So, great soundtrack, a great pick. So yeah,
it's Pulp Fiction is on all of these lists for a reason, because it's that fucking good. Yeah, it's not a matter of opinion that it's a great soundtrack. It's a fact that it is a great soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's fantastic, like from start to finish.
Great choices.
Oh God, yes. And it's almost a like one of those greatest hits albums.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that was like one of my favorite parts is like the song he chose by Chuck Berry, the dance scene with Uma Thurman and Travolta.
Yeah.
It was a deep cut. I mean, that was one of Chuck Berry's like biggest flops, that song at the time.
Yeah.
But he brought it out and it fit that scene so perfectly. And Like Chuck Berry said, I got rich off of Pulp Fiction because he brought that song back and he got paid all the royalties for it. So I just love the deep cuts and stuff too that he chose. It was great.
It's cool that even someone who's as talented as Chuck Berry is, one of his worst songs is still
still rad.
Great.
Yep.
That's the level of talent that Chuck Berry carried on his shoulders his whole career. Like even my worst song is still loved by millions.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
yep. 25 years later or whatever. yeah. That's awesome.
I mean, still. So, all right. McShane.
What's your number two?
Number two.
With Rocky.
Hold on.
Back.
Which Rocky?
The first one.
Okay.
Too many iconic songs. Too many songs you can throw. You can actually throw into every kitschy, sappy, come from behind story. I'm sure it's made NBC millions during the Olympics.
Or training montage.
Exactly. One of the greatest montage soundtracks ever. It's just and honestly, one of the things you always, when you hear one of those songs, it's never associated with a record, right? It's always something that you always go back to the movie, not to the track or the record that it was actually from or anything like that. But so that's what I went with.
Okay. I mean, dude, Rocky. I remember when my mom told me that the day I was born, while my mom was birthing me, my dad was sitting in a chair next to her watching Rocky 3 on TV.
Didn't care.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like, I mean, I get it.
Well, he was
right.
He was playing Eye of the Tiger for her.
Can't fault him.
Yeah. I mean, Rocky 3 is a great movie.
I would have come off that bed and punched you square in the face.
Like, push. Hold on, babe. This is where Rocky.
Hold on. Have you seen this? Watch this. Watch.
Watch Creed. Watch Apollo Creed and Rocky. Watch this. Let's I love this part.
Do I need to get the tins unit back out?
That's great.
I mean, it's Rocky. That's a favorite story that my mom and all my parents like to tell.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
When Michael was being born, David wouldn't stop watching Rocky 3. I'm not mad.
No, you can't be mad at that. It's Rocky.
Yeah, Stallone was there. I mean, hell yeah.
Right.
I'm surprised your name wasn't Sylvester.
Yeah, or Rocky.
Or Rocky.
My name is Rocky Balboa Gray.
Ew.
Oh, I would love that.
No.
I would love that. I would love the shit out of that. No. My name is. What's your name? Hi, Rocky Balboa. Nice to meet you. This little 5'7" Irish kid named Rocky Balboa.
That would have just been Italian. Pimp. Yeah. Rocky Balboa, the Irishman. I love it.
Yeah. I'm a lightweight boxer. All right, Tab, what's your number two?
My number two has to be by Junkie XL, Zack Snyder's Justice League. God damn, he set the mood. He felt the tones. He pieced together like Wonder Woman's soundtrack and Superman.
Don't exclude Hans Zimmer from that now.
Oh God, there was so many good ones from Hans Zimmer, which is in my honorable mentions, which we haven't gotten to yet.
Okay,
but the way that he brought in all of the characters, like fucking Zack Snyder's Justice League, and that's my number two.
Oh yeah.
So can I?
Is in that
oh yeah. Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say I've never seen it. I'm sorry. This is my confessional for tonight. Never seen it. Never.
That's okay.
And I should. I know I should. I get it. Like as soon as we're done here, as soon as the show's done tonight, I'm gonna go watch it.
4 hours long.
Well, you'll have to have 4 hours to spare because the movie's 4 hours long.
Yeah, it's good though.
Well,
it's so good. It's so good.
I'll make it happen.
There you go. I got up what was it last year in March when it came out?
Yeah.
Last year in March it came out. I got up at 5 a.m. to watch it.
No, you woke me up at 5 a.m. You're like, hey, Justice League, Justice League, get up. It's out.
Because at the time, the previous job I had, I couldn't work outside. I worked outside, so if it was raining or snowing, I couldn't go to work. And it just so happened to be raining that Friday, and I woke up. I woke and I said, "Babe, Zack Snyder's Justice League just dropped on HBO Max." She goes,
I said, "Go away."
She goes, "We'll go watch it." I said, "Do you want to call into work today and we can watch it together?" She goes, "No, I can't." I said, "Will you be mad at me if I go ahead and watch it, and then I'll just watch it again when you get home?"
Yeah, I watched it like 3 times.
She was like, "Yeah, that's fine. I don't care. Just don't tell me anything about it." I'm like, "All right, fuck yeah." So I got up. I went and made a bowl of cereal. I Saturday morning cartooned the shit out of it. Bowl of cereal.
As you should.
I left the living room lights off. Just let the sunshine of the television just blanket
wash
me
over you.
And I had some Fruity Pebbles and I ate and I watched the Justice League movie.
No, but
I love
Dude, I was 12 years. I was 12 all over again, dude.
I do
Watching that.
I mean, Hans Zimmer had a lot to do with it, but the way that Justice XL, like he just made it happen, and he contributed more. It was such a good fucking soundtrack.
Yeah.
Ugh. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is on a similar plane to yours.
Okay.
But we're going to scale it back to December of 1978 with a soundtrack that John Williams wrote for Superman the movie.
I knew you were gonna. I'm
one.
surprised that
Yeah.
wasn't your number 1, but okay.
No,
Okay.
my number 1 is my number 1 for a goddamn reason.
Yeah, mine too.
But before we do our number 1s, let's jump into honorable mentions. So Fitz, do you have an honorable mention for us?
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot, and I've mentioned a couple of them already, so that's cool. So I don't have to go back. One that I really want to just, I guess, focus on and give props to, because I didn't realize how good it was, because most of the music that was made for the soundtrack never actually made it to the movie, but it was the original album for Black Panther, and Kendrick Lamar did the entire thing. Pieced it together, got the artists together. They wrote songs for the whole movie, and a couple of the songs made it in the movie. But when you go back and listen to that entire soundtrack, holy shit! It probably is like a modern opus to modern day hip hop, and sort of the urban struggle, I guess, for kids of color. It's really powerful. So wanted to mention that one. And then of course, High Fidelity, great soundtrack there. You could go for hours and talk about just that one soundtrack. And then Almost Famous. Do you know that movie? I had no idea that Cameron Crowe wrote that movie. He wrote and directed it, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yes.
I forgot all about that soundtrack. Holy shit.
Soundtrack is so good. Elton John, I mean, the Beatles, it goes all over the place, and it's amazing. So those were my main honorable mentions. They all deserve a listen.
That soundtrack is a who's who of fucking music genius.
Yeah, it is. You're right.
Oh my God, it's so good. It's that soundtrack is like turning on a classic rock station and just playing it through.
Exactly right. Yep.
So good.
Fear the Reaper. So
well, my number 1 does, but we're still doing that. So McShane, what are your stuff?
So I actually
mentions.
Yeah, I do. So I have 4. We'll just run through them really quick. And one I'd absolutely forgotten how good it actually was. High Fidelity was definitely on there, same kind of reasons. It was also a date night type of a movie, so for a rom-com, I never came across a lot of rom-coms that had a really, really good soundtrack, so that one kind of stuck with me. So it was unique. 8 Mile was freaking powerful.
Great call. Wow.
I won't say it was quite Eminem's coming out party, but seriously, it put him on the map. Obviously, it helped. Judgment Night,
yes,
was phenomenal. So many good artists, and it fit what was it? Was a super tense movie. Really loved that too. And also singles made it in there also, just because, you know, that was the stuff that I grew up on, kind of in, well, mid 90s kind of music, and it just one of those ones that connected.
Okay.
All good picks, man. All good picks.
Oh yeah, man. I like them. Tab.
My honorable mentions, again, going back to Phantom of the Opera is one of them, even though it was a Broadway production before it was a movie. Greatest Showman, because it was a movie before it came out. Fucking love Greatest Showman. And then my number one honorable mention was the goddamn Prince of Egypt. Why did Hans Zimmer have to go so fucking hard?
Yeah.
My God, he went so fucking hard. I mean, I'm not super fucking Christian, but my fucking God. I mean, he wanted me to praise Jeebus at this point and build the pyramid for Pharaoh. And that that soundtrack was just so hard hitting. Like the music, the lyrics, the voices, it just came together so beautifully that it was so strong and so hard hitting. And oh God, it was such a good fucking soundtrack. If you're not religious and you watch it, you're just still like, this is a banger. Like, this is awesome. But if God, I can't, like, that movie. That's my honorable mention.
So the movie, did you like it?
I fucking love the movie. Yeah, I didn't.
I just want to make sure we're all on the same
Yeah,
page.
we're on the same page. We're good.
So
we're on page
have-
69.
I have 3 honorable
Nice.
mentions.
3.
3.
Okay. I did too, but
One of them is Ghost Ship.
I only like Ghost Ship towards the end when it was Mudvayne with the ding bear.
Yeah.
Ding bear.
Batman, Alfred.
Batman,
Put on
Alfred.
Ghost Ship.
Put it-
Alfred.
Put on Ghost Ship. Ding bear.
It's got a ding bear.
It's got a ding
So
bear.
my next one is and it's not because it had the world's worst CGI humanoid scorpion king in it.
That almost became, but the soundtrack for that was
it's the Scorpion King.
it was great, but the movie was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
But the soundtrack, Godsmack. Who else was in it? I
It
can't
had
get
a
that.
lot.
Stand alone. It's just fucking
stand
terrible.
alone.
Terrible. Fucking trash.
It's like-
Yeah, it's a little overdone.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
tried too hard. They were reaching at that point. They were just like, eh. All right, what's your honorable
forgot.
mention number 1?
No, that was it.
Oh, that was only 2.
I know. I forgot the other one. I was thinking. I know. I spilt beer on my
You
breast.
Spelt beer on your man titty.
My movies.
Hey, another honorable mention I want to throw out there because I think you guys probably dig this movie and you'll appreciate it. But the soundtrack for Zombieland was tremendous.
Yeah.
Yes.
Both.
Tremendous.
That was a lot
Yeah,
of fun.
yeah, both of them. Yes, yep, they were both good. So anyway, that was another one that was on my list.
The when I remember seeing the first Zombieland for the first time and the
Oh God,
opening credits when it's
Oh,
showing
yes.
the household,
yes, so good.
me and her brother were together watching it, and as soon as those bells chimed, we looked at each other. We're like, "Oh shit!"
Oh shit, yeah, yeah.
We stood up, dude. We moved the coffee table out of the way. Let's open this pit up.
Yep, hell yeah,
So good.
that's so good.
So what's your number 1?
All right, on to number 1s. All right, so mine's I don't think probably anyone else has this on their list, only because this movie affected me so personally. But my number 1 is Pump Up the Volume with Christian Slater.
Oh,
When I saw this movie, it was so revolutionary to me because I was at the time staying up. My mom told me to go to bed. I was staying up and recording Dr. Demento, which I don't know if any of you guys know. I know McShane does. Yeah.
I know what it is.
So I was taping Dr. Demento, and I felt like I was this little rebel, in my bedroom, and I was hearing this pirate radio. And then I saw Pump Up the Volume, and that was truly pirate radio. And it just had this, this whole theme of the movie was don't let them get you down. All we're doing is trying to listen to the music we want to listen to and say the stuff we want to say. And it's part of the reason that we podcast today is because I saw that movie and it inspired me. And I mean, listen to some of the people on this soundtrack: the Pixies, Leonard Cohen, Ice-T, not his best offering ever, but Ice-T was on it. That was the song "Let's Get Buck Naked and Fuck." It's a terrible song, but you have to go back and listen to it. Soundgarden, Cowboy Junkies, Descendants, Above the Law, Sonic Youth, MC5. It just keeps going. The whole list of people that were on this soundtrack and that really made the movie. I mean, it was why Christian Slater's character was getting in trouble, because he was playing this stuff that shouldn't be on the radio, and he was putting it on the radio anyway. And it was just so anyway. That movie really affected me, and the music of it, it's always been one of my favorite soundtracks. So that's my number one.
It had that really deep, like, teenage aesthetic vibe.
Yes, exactly. That's why it hit me totally.
Yeah. Like
that was almost our "Fuck the World" movie, I think.
Yeah, right.
I remember
I think it was.
I remembered my previous honorable mention.
Okay.
Sorry. It's Empire Records.
Oh,
yeah, really
another great one. Yes.
Yeah.
Great soundtrack. Yes.
Yeah, dude. Empire fucking Records. All right, McShane, coming in at number one for you. What do you got for us?
Sherlock Holmes, the new one. Hans Zimmer.
Yes.
There are very, very few soundtracks I think that you can get so wrapped up in, want to go fight something, and then go have a beer with whoever you just fought. It's just a fantastic soundtrack. Always
great call.
Always a favorite.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's a great film. Both of them.
Yeah.
Oh,
they were
so
fun.
good.
They were super fun.
Oh God, yes. Robert Downey Jr. just crushed it.
Totally.
Crushed it.
That's best Sherlock Holmes ever. I mean, I know Cumberbatch but no, I'm sorry. Robert Downey Jr. killed it.
Oh,
Yeah.
he fucking murdered it. He's so good.
God, yes. I think they're actually. I heard they're doing. They're gonna make it a trilogy.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
So him and Jude Law. One more trip.
All right, aliens, back the fuck off until that third movie comes out.
Yeah,
Right?
just give us a few years here.
Yeah, just come on.
Right. All right, Tab. What's your number one?
You should already know my number one.
Is it John Carpenter's Halloween?
No, it is not. Rude.
Is it any of the Fellowship, Two Towers, Return?
Return
Frozen.
of the King. But no.
Wait, did you say Roseanne?
No, he said Frozen.
Not Frozen.
Ew, God,
I thought he said
I
Roseanne. I'm like,
fucking hate
wait,
that
that show
movie
had a
so much. I hate
soundtrack?
it. No, it is Howard Shore
Yeah.
in all three Lord of the Rings, but specifically Return of the King.
Yeah.
Mist
God.
and Shadows.
Jesus fuck. No, it's not just Mist and Shadows. It's Annie Lennox.
It makes you want to eat tomatoes.
No. When she sang that song at the end of the at the end of the movie, when she sang that the lay down your sweet and weary, I was fucking bawling my eyes out. And the way, so I could tell composers whenever, like, in the movies, Howard Shore is super heavy on the brass and specific, like, French horns, and he plays that part of God. It's such a good fucking soundtrack. I mean, he had Billy Boyd when he sang, Annie Lennox, just
Liv Tyler.
Oh, Liv Tyler was in Fellowship.
That's right.
But
That's right.
she did really well.
She's no
Howard
Steven
Shore
Tyler.
is my number one soundtrack guy.
Awesome.
There's a vibe that I want to project one day, and that vibe is I want to sit in a smoking jacket
Mhm.
and one of those big like Ebenezer Scrooge chairs
Mhm.
in front of a fireplace
Mhm.
in the
With-
winter when
with-
it's snowing outside. I want a glass of whiskey and a cigar, and I
Mhm.
just want to listen to Concerning Hobbits.
Mm.
Just that song.
No. Concerning Hobbits is more of a springtime,
I just-
like the flowers are
But
blooming.
I mean, you know what I mean.
But
But it's the tone of that song. It's just relaxing.
no,
it's
it's not.
soothing.
No, Concerning Hobbits is not relaxing. It's energizing.
Well,
What
for
you're
you,
what? Well, for me it is. But
I just want to sit in front of a fire with
Oh.
a glass of whiskey and a
Oh.
cigar and a smoking jacket.
You
And
do
I
you,
wanna-
Mike. You do
Yeah,
you,
dude.
Mike. Just
Dude,
do it.
that's just a vibe, bro. I just want
Dude,
to. I just
and
want to do
if-
that.
If
I
I
just
could be so, if I could be so bold and so humble, but I would like to be in that room with you when you do that.
Oh, dude, yeah, we'll chill out. There's no TV on. It's just the roar of the fire, the sipping
And-
some whiskey,
And it's got to be on vinyl. It's got to be on vinyl.
100%.
Okay. All right.
If
Good.
it's not on vinyl, I don't want to fucking do it.
Right. Amen.
Me and Fitz, we'll do it. Me and you, buddy. Fuck yeah, bro. we'll bro out and we'll listen to the Fellowship of the Rings.
Return of the King
No
is the better.
I know, but I'm
The-
speaking from my
Okay.
my
okay,
person.
Okay.
My person.
Well, this is my number one.
know.
God
I'm
damn it.
I was just throwing a vibe. Well, me and Fitz were throwing a vibe. Now
It was
Mike
sorry.
gets 2 number 1s.
yeah, no, that's Return is flawless. And yes.
Agreed.
Oh my
God
Agreed.
damn, that shit fucking hits for
Ah.
me at least.
Yeah.
Like I cry through the entire fucking thing.
Just
Like,
Oh, no,
I-
even the heavy parts of it in like the battle scenes, the music in the battles was just goddamn. I want to
It's the
pick.
fucking brass. It's the brass.
I want to
to
pick up a sword and jump into the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to pick up a sword and jump into the fight.
I want to pick up a hobbit and put him on my horse
Just-
as I'm riding into battle. At this point, I'm like, oh, come here. Come here.
That is
little guy."
not what I thought you were going to say, but I'm glad you finished it that way.
I thought she was.
I wanna-
pick up a hobbit.
I want to pick up a hobbit, and then my mind just went to like a million different directions, and it was not, and put him on my horse.
That's what we're calling it nowadays.
My
Uh,
mind went to
Heyo.
my mind went to her picking up hobbits and using them like frisbees.
Well, I mean, I married you, right?
Hey, now we're the same height.
No, we're
Whoa.
not. I'm
Yeah.
taller than you.
You're not.
I am.
You're not.
I am.
So my number one is, in my opinion, the greatest soundtrack of all time.
You're.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yes.
Dazed and Confused. That opening
really, really good
scene, Aerosmith, Sweet Emotion, that orange Challenger just riding in slow motion. Oh, let's fucking rock this
I-
shit. I am.
Oh, I
Yep.
thought you were gonna say let's fuck in the
Ready
back
to
seat,
go.
but okay.
I'm talking. I mean, if we get a 1976 Dodge Challenger,
You mean if you get a 1976 Dodge Challenger?
we'll cruise around.
When he gets it.
Yes,
I
when-
like that. When
I am
when,
going
yes.
to I'm gonna go on a website and try to hunt one down right
Yeah,
now.
Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. Well, afterwards we'll throw some bowling balls at mailboxes and pick up trash cans and dump them out in the street.
Can I beat freshmen?
We'll fill the trunk full of ice and beers. We'll beat up kids.
Oh, keep talking dirty to me, baby. Oh God.
We'll go
talk
play
dirty.
pool.
Getting her excited.
And then when it's all said and done, to quote Matthew McConaughey, party at the Moon Tower.
Yes.
There you go.
All right.
All right. All right. All right.
Oh, yeah, fucking like dazed and confused.
That's a good
Ugh.
soundtrack.
It's like, ugh. I want to be a part of the 70s as a teenager and live that.
I would love to.
I want to live that.
I want to
Yeah.
live in. the
Actually,
70s.
I asked my dad when we were watching, I said, so is this what high school was really like for you back in the day? Or did you guys do this? He was like, wait, well, the cars, yeah. And, we went drinking in the woods, and there was less
Well, that's 'cause you're-
there's like less drive-in diners in our town. But I
Well,
mean,
that's
for the
because your
most of
dad
it-
was in like Mississippi,
yeah.
and he
Yeah.
was
I mean,
like
I think
a-
if you get to the bigger cities, that's exactly how it was.
Yeah.
A lot of free sex, free drugs. I mean, Make love, not war. You know.
It was just you're going into your senior year of high school and you're just having the best summer ever.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to live it. I would love to live that. Just
That-
like for
oh.
just give me one day. Give me one Saturday night in 1976 and I am good.
Give me a weekend.
I want to smoke I want to smoke a joint on the 50-yard line with my
Nope.
friends.
I want to drink beers, like tap
Yeah.
the keg and give me the first beer.
And then drive off into the sunset to go buy Aerosmith tickets. Yes. Yes. All fucking
You know-
day. Yes.
You know what I love is we had like a little bit of crossover with our bottom four and our honorable mentions. But when it came to our number ones, like
Yeah.
we were all very different and for like very different reasons and very passionate about why we chose our number ones. I love lists like this because when it comes to music, like you have to be emotionally invested in it or it doesn't fucking matter. And we all clearly were.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good stuff.
And it's definitely the music that makes the film.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. 110%. If it wasn't for the music, I mean,
It draws you into like whatever the music for this one behind it really like sucks you in.
if someone is dying, it's going to be sad music. If they're fighting, it's going to be action packed and it's going to be like hard and rough and like going at it. And then if it's scary, there's going to be suspense and
Yeah.
just
Or El Nino's just rocking it in the background.
all the lies in me, all the
But
lies
yeah.
in-
That
Yeah.
was fun. That was a
was
good
super
episode.
fun.
Thank you guys so much for
No,
doing
a
this
heck
with
of a
us.
list. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was great.
Hell
I
yeah.
just like the way that we had different genres, different movies, different soundtracks
Yeah.
that we chose.
It would have been really boring radio if we were all like, "Oh yeah, no, that was exactly what I had. Oh no, I had that one too. No, I had that one." I mean, McShane and I had a little bit of crossover, but it's nice that we had way different. Our number ones
yeah.
were very different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Love it. Love it. Do you guys want to plug your shit before we go?
Yeah. Where can our listeners find you guys?
You guys can find us pretty much anywhere you get your podcasts. Spotify, Apple Pods, Amazon, all of them. You also find us on Spreaker. At whiskey_hell is also our Twitter. And if you want to go over to our website for anything that whatever we're getting into trouble with, it is Whiskey Hell Pod.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, thank you guys so much again for doing this with us, dude. It's always
our
cool having,
pleasure.
hanging
Absolutely.
with you guys back again for sure.
All right, let's do
Sooner
it
than
sooner
later.
rather than
Yes.
later. Yes. Yeah. Great minds. Yep.
Thanks for having us, guys. We really
Fuck yeah.
appreciate it. And good luck on the
Hell
new
yeah.
the
No,
new format.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's going well so far.
So far.
Hopefully
Good.
it stays on that track.
I mean, I'm
Good.
gonna go ahead and say it that the last episode that we just dropped on Tuesday, which will be a week from when this drops, we've got 100 more listens or downloads.
Yes.
than
Nice.
we did in the past. Yeah.
Nice.
So I think with the name change, it's going to be easier to find us.
And we have
Good.
our and you can, if you want extra bonus stuff, you can just hit up patreon.com/Gray's Taproom Pod, where you can listen to every month. You get a free after hours episode where
Oh,
Tab and
God.
I are just
Drunk as fucking shit.
12 beers deep and just saying whatever is on our minds.
Yeah.
Stupid jokes, dark humor,
No,
the
wait,
works.
Wait. The tagline: one of us is going to be shirtless.
What she means by that is I'm probably going to have, it's probably me.
I'm always
You know-
pantless.
Yeah, but I'm shirtless. It's
You know,
audience, so no one's going to know either way.
After enough beers, it doesn't matter to me. As long as somebody's naked at the end of it, it's all good.
No, but thank you guys again. We love you so much,
That's 100%.
guys.
Right back at you guys. Right back at you. I feel the
Do
love.
it for this one.
As As always, thanks for listening to this episode. Don't forget to check out our link tree at linktr.ee/Gray's Taproom Podcast 2. You will find many ways to support us. Buy us a coffee because we will be hungover after this episode. You can subscribe to our Patreon. 3 tiers are available for you. Get your buzzed on for $3, get tipsy for $5, or fully loaded for $10.
Don't text and drive, don't drink and drive, and always drink responsibly.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Taproom closed.
Good night.
Bye.